So those of you who think that Yamaha was resting on its laurels, think again. Saying that Yamaha never changes, they do the same old thing year in, year out, you're in for a welcome surprise. Yamaha's been listening, and they've addressed all of your problems. Introducing the new RMAX 4. This is actually the new RMAX 4. This is actually now the RMAX 4 Compact. There's those of you in the market, both Yamaha fans and just new side-by-side buyers, that you've been looking at the long wheelbase vehicles and you don't care about short wheelbase, and Yamaha's answered the call. The RMAX 4 is 120 inches wheelbase. Comparison, that's shorter than the Commander Max, and it's longer than the General XP4. So basically, this is a stretched RMAX 2. Has the same 1000cc engine, same CVT clutching, but has 16-gram weights to handle the extra weight that the RMAX has. So the other thing is, like the RMAX 2, the CVT is a little bit easier to access and service. And oh, you RMAX 4 owners are going to like that with the new long wheelbase. You have the same front and rear suspension travel. You have the same stance. You have the same ground clearance as the RMAX 2. And because it's based off the RMAX 2, your engine's out back. It's no longer in the middle. And there's some benefits to that. One is you don't have the heat in the engine compartment. The other is the sound is out back and not in the cab. And the third thing I'll show you once we're inside. So the competition can no longer lay claim to the most spacious and comfy rear seating. Yamaha has addressed this with their new rear cab. By having the engine out back, this tunnel can be narrow and you have wider seating position for your legs. In addition, you have these soft touch points, and they take in the best grab handle in the industry and then put them out back as well. You have storage here, which is 6 quarts with a USB charging port, and this is nice and spacious. And you also have your traditional armrest storage here. Of course, you have your 2 cup holders, but this is really comfortable, and getting in and out, not a problem. So look at all this space. You guys can do your happy dance. You can do all your kind of footwork. You can do the Irish. There's so much space in here. And your right leg or left leg, depending where you're sitting, has plenty of space against the tunnel. So this is really comfortable. Even if you're not a big guy, you can appreciate the added space. So you also have this plastic guard here to protect your knees against the frame. So the other benefit of the long wheelbase is this opens it up for your Moab rock crawling crowd that want to take this billy goat nature to tackle those large obstacles. Y'all have been asking for this, and Yamaha's implemented it. Turf mode. I can't believe it either. But you know that if Yamaha's going to do turf mode, they're going to do it right with reliability. And turf mode can be done on the fly. It's actuated by your traditional switch, but here you can see you have turf mode. So this is sequential. You have turf mode, which is one-wheel drive in the rear, two-wheel drive, which is the rear is locked, four-wheel drive is three-wheel drive, with the front limited slip, and then you have your traditional front diff lock. And as previously stated, diff lock now goes in easier. You don't have that rev limiter, and it's smoother engagement. So here you can see the rear diff actuator for turf mode and full lock. The other thing that's notable is turf mode, as well as the other features I'm about to go over, are available not just on the new RMAX, but also on the other RMAX trims for 2025. So what else do the other RMAXs get? Selectable EPS. This is the EPS configurable switch. It's not available on the R-Spec, but you can add it. Now the R-Spec will get extra power in diff lock, but you can't configure it. So standard mode is what you're used to. That's your traditional power steering feel, whereas low dampens it and high gives you that fingertip use. The EPS is still speed sensitive and torque sensitive like it was previously. So in addition, Yamaha has made the suspension more plush. They've adjusted this front sway bar so it's not as stiff. That gives you a better ride as well as more articulation. In addition, the high and low speed compression settings have been optimized. And finally, the shocks receive a protective sleeve just like its YXZ cousins for better resistance and scuffing. So wait, there's more. Adventure Pro 2.0. So this is no longer a removable unit, but it has a lot better integration. You can connect via Bluetooth or via USB. So the charging port that you're used to here is now a tether, and you can reconfigure your gauges, but notice the pitch and roll gauges that have been added. Look at your 3D four-wheel drive indicators. You can add your music. Navigation is a lot better as well. And you can see it's a lot easier to read. Now you can load your GPX files on this, and it's a lot more user-friendly than the previous Adventure Pro. This is the new TFT display that you can configure. Right now I have it in sport mode, so it displays the RPM gauge. You can configure this. Let's say you want adventure or classic. You can use these menu buttons and switch to your traditional mode, or let's say you want adventure mode, and there you go. This is nice and easy to read. The display is adjustable, and it's a step up from your classic instrument gauge. Okay, so backup camera. Great feature all of us wanted, and now it's implemented. Also, a front camera is going to be added, and this is all integrated with the Adventure Pro. Here we can see the backup camera integrated into the muffler cover, and if you choose to get the bumper accessory, they have a bracket that relocates it to bumper as well. Compact 4 still has the speakers up in the roof, but they're now MTX, whereas the RMAX 4, which is a long wheelbase, has them in the door. More to the theme of Yamaha's been listening, look what we have here. Framed upper doors. Now, in the past I've said zippers suck. In context, they only suck when you're having to use zippers to get in and out. So this has an exterior door handle, and they bolt on to your existing door, drilling 2 holes, and this frame is removable, but you don't have to remove the frame if you want to remove the window because this fully zips out. So this is a really nice feature and evolution to the former soft cab. The other thing that Yamaha is raising its game on is this is an R-Spec and it doesn't have painted plastic. But if you look close up to the plastic, this has a metallic flake in it. So base model RMAX owners, you have a better finish as well. I don't know if the camera can show this, but there's metal flake in this plastic. Okay, so you'll notice that the hood area looks a lot cleaner. I'll explain those in another video, but what I want to concentrate on is this new bus bar system. A lot of guys have been complaining about having to wire up accessories and that the competition, it's really easy to do. But now Yamaha sells a bus bar accessory with these plugs. It makes it a lot easier to wire your accessories. So here are your accessory switches, and then also they've added 2 new cutouts and redesigned this storage area here to make it a little more friendly, so you can get your cell phone in there, and if you have something tall here, it'll fit in this cubby hole. So they've done these nice little touches. You have upgraded Hayden brakes and knuckles, and they also have new axles front and rear. I can't go into the details, but I think you guys will like the new axles. Also, all RMAXs across the board have received a $1,200 price reduction. The LE model is now just called the Limited. So there you have it, guys. My personal philosophy is have your cake and eat it too, and Yamaha is giving you that. If you want your traditional short wheelbase 4-seater, you have the RMAX 4 Compact. If you're one of those guys that wants a long wheelbase with more comfort and more room, going in the whoops, your new RMAX 4 is your new side-by-side. It beats the competition hands down.